I kept my homemade civilization running for 1,000 years. Many generations were born and vanished, as if they had never existed. Let's find out what happened during this long period of time and how it all ended. The time-lapse I showed you is not the first version of the game. Previously, everything looked like this. Peasants have some really simple brains, so they can do really simple stuff like drinking, eating, and breeding. They are also able to build basic things like houses and small farms. However, if we want our civilization to be running for 1,000 years straight, that would barely be enough for the people. In my world, the time has its own flow rate. One season can last up to 4 years, and even people have an average lifespan of 150. This one in particular died of hunger, by the way. So the first thing I added is temperature. It changes depending on the season, and it affects different aspects of the world. When it is too cold, bushes and trees stop growing and NPC have to spend more time inside to keep themselves warm. On the other hand, when it's too hot, peasants will be much more thirsty, and they will require more energy to work. The temperature is shown right here, next to the year and the people counter. Last time Bob was our main character, and by the time I'm recording this video, he's dead. And our world is currently populated by his great-great-great-great-great-grandchildren. They learn to wear other colors except blue. But when I stop the simulation, they will have long since died. Last time all my people died after just 200 years. Someone in the comments suggested increasing the distance between buildings. So I increased the value, so let's hope everything works now. There is also a little thing called experience. This is basically all the knowledge accumulated by peasants over all generations. People can increase experience by performing simple actions like, let's say, chopping wood. Because I think if you perform what action 1,000 times, you will get better at it. Probably. Instead, they can complete more complicated tasks, like building a house, and obviously they will be rewarded with more experience. When accumulated enough experience, people will get better at building. Instead of building small wooden huts, they will be able to build other types of wooden huts, which are a little better. Or, when they get even more experience, they can build big cottages that can fit a lot of people. Or they could go even further and build an apartment building, which of course has 10 very closely spaced rooms, or even a skyscraper. I also added a blacksmith to the village. In the blacksmith, people can equip different tools. Trust me, it's equipped, it's just invisible. These tools include axe, speed boots, and a thing to harvest apples faster. I didn't come up with a name. Also, there is a sick detail that a blacksmith will warm the people close enough to it. Nerd time. It's important to mention that my simulation is not an actual AI. It doesn't learn, it just acts like its script says. If I wanted to run an actual AI simulation, I would have to borrow a NASA computer, but I'm not leaving my room for the 3rd week straight, and I'm not ruining my record. So now, after adding all this and fixing small little bugs, I want to launch a simulation with just 2 people and see how they do. For some reason, instead of collecting wood, they kept chopping more and more trees. I launched the simulation several times and it happened every single one of them, so they didn't make it any further. After an unspecified amount of time, their code is finally fixed. Now let's start this experiment for real. It took 6 years for them to build a house, and they successfully survived their first winter. Later, they successfully had fun at night, which resulted in a baby, even 2. Now, after 50 years, their kids have to make their own kids. And the population kept growing until my computer crashed. Wait, what? So there are definitely some optimization problems. My good friend Gemini suggested that I change their behavior. Now when they perform some action like searching for food, instead of doing this every frame,
60 times per second by the way,
they will do it every 10 frames. Hopefully this will save the game. No, it won't. The game is still running slower than a PowerPoint presentation. I then spent 3 evenings trying to make the simulation last for more than 200 years. And guess what? I did it. Now we can finally launch our 1,000 years simulation. I spawned 8 peasants, gave them some bushes, a forest, and a lake with infinite water. Now I just need to press the launch button. Or wait, I could just sit here for 1,000 years straight, but, you know, I'm a busy person, so I will use a little trick. Brief summary. Our peasants have built this many houses, including 12 skyscrapers, and there are still some being constructed up here. There's also a giant tree farm where they get all the wood for their buildings, and the bottom side is filled with farms. Well, they need to feed 1,400 people, because that's how many peasants currently live here. The year is getting very close to 1,000, 980, 990, and 1,000. Finally, the journey of all these innocent people has come to an end. Now I just have to stop the simulation, and all of this will be erased like it never existed.